Appreciate y'all. Appreciate y'all. We're gonna start here shortly. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're about to get started here shortly. Sending out all the invites. Appreciate y'all for tuning in. Right, y'all. We're gonna get here started here shortly. Bear with me one moment. I'm getting out of TikTok mode real quick. There she go.
Here I am.
New glasses. Who this?
I can see again.
Right, look at you. You gotta be. You gotta be here like this no more.
Shut up. My camera, it just stopped working. I don't know what happened, so I'm using my phone.
Did you unplug it? Plug it back in.
Yeah. I didn't reboot my computer or anything though.
That's probably what it
I
is.
didn't have time to do that, so
I get it. I get it.
we're gonna just
If you
make this
want,
thing work.
if you want to, go on and reboot your computer while you doing this. I like your glasses.
Thank you.
I had to get out of TikTok mode real quick. I was just on TikTok. I went live over there real quick.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna try. That's what I was gonna do, like at the same time. But yeah, I think I am gonna reboot everything.
Hey, Strawberry. Appreciate you tuning in.
Where's Strawberry at?
Not that strawberry.
Oh.
This is my strawberry.
Mm.
Hey, you
I thought
funny.
you were talking about my Strawberry.
Oh no, I didn't know she on Facebook or not.
I mean, she is. We haven't connected on Facebook yet.
Yeah, I noticed a
So I know.
lot of people. A lot of people that use other platforms, they don't like coming to Facebook for some reason. I don't know. Is that
True.
music too loud?
HP True Vision HD camera. That's the one, right?
No, that's your camera that's
Oh,
on your
oh
laptop.
yeah, that's my
It
um
should say USB device.
web camera.
Yeah.
Let me see.
Make sure this
Oh
is
shit.
set.
Oh. All right, let's try.
Let me check something real quick. post is public, so I want to make sure. All right, it's public so the people can see it. All right, y'all, we're gonna get started here shortly. Bear with us. Hope everybody's having a good Friday. Tonight, we about to get into it. There's a lot of stuff going on. High standards and delusional expectations, because some of y'all need to hear about yourself. They need to know. Let's see. Strawberry, how you doing this week? Will, what's good, man? Appreciate you tuning in on Instagram. You're muted, Quanta, if you're saying anything.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you now.
Okay.
All right, let's cut this down
I
real
don't like
quick.
that glare.
Turn the light down on your camera if you can.
Your camera probably has low FPS.
Ooh.
Leave me alone.
Have you tried to plug it into another USB port?
Say that again.
Have you tried to plug it into another USB port?
No, I wasn't bothering it, and that just popped up.
Okay, you should be fine now.
Okay.
All right. Well, for those who of you who are here, appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all so much. This is the Woke and Wild podcast. My name is Sean, and I do this every week on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube on Fridays at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Also, we do an encore presentation with a little bit more in depth with a panel on TikTok on Mondays at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. They got me in TikTok, y'all. So I'll be over there chilling, looking around, trying to figure out things, but it's all good. Quanta, if you want to, please introduce yourself.
I am Shaquana. I go by Quana. 39, North Carolina native. Um, boy mom. Teen boy mom. That's about it.
Well, thank you. I appreciate Quanta so much because she be helping me out so much navigate these streets because I'm new here. So yeah. But other than that, hope everybody had a good week. We definitely about to get started here. So the topic for this week is, as you can see from the title, high standards and delusional expectations. Because some of y'all are delusional.
Or some of y'all are delusional.
Oh yeah, I agree 100%. It's not just women and it's not just men. Now, and I try to be as gender neutral as possible when it comes to these topics and situations. However, I do feel like it's more on women's side as opposed to men. But again, we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna get into it. I think I did a poll not here on TikTok. And I think they did say that they believe that women are more delusional than men are. So I don't know. We'll see. But I will tell you this: having standards is healthy. Wanting to respect, ain't nothing wrong with that. Honesty, having ambition, and someone who treats you right, and somebody who's there and they have the same values that you have, absolutely fine. There's nothing wrong with that. That's
Mm-hmm.
self love and that's knowing your self worth. However, when you start expecting people to act like millionaires and stuff, and they making $15 an hour, or if you expect certain things from a person that you never expected before from them, or you try to do things when you're in public for a look or whatever, that's where the delusion comes in, and that is not it. Loving somebody in the background, loving somebody behind closed doors and stuff, that's delusional. Because if they're good enough for you to do that, they're good enough for you to love them in public. A lot of people misconstrue that, and they feel like, oh, they a private person, blase, blase. And cool, there's nothing wrong with being private, but if you're not private in all aspects of your life, come on now, stop playing with people. Have you ever had a situation like that, Quana, where somebody was just like, they came at you with some delusional things in their mind, and then you was like looking at them like,
Oh yeah, that's a daily basis.
I want to be popping like you, not on a daily
I'm
basis.
not paid. I'm not popping.
If
No,
it's a
that's just
daily
that's
basis,
anybody, not just you know.
yeah. And it's crazy because, of course, the main core of this topic is from, relationships. However, this is with everything: friendships, family, jobs, the government. You think I'm going to sit here and be hungry while I pay these taxes or whatever? You got another thing coming. Y'all just had to catch me in the streets, for example. Pay your taxes, though. You don't want them coming after you. But
Hmm.
yeah, so we definitely gonna talk about it because again, I feel like it's messed up on both sides. It's not just one side. It's not just some group of people or whatever. Well, we do have certain groups that do it more than others, but we're just trying to expose like how we see this stuff instead of being disappointed in somebody. If you recognize the signs, then you'll know, hey, look, this person needs me no good, or this relationship, this job, this family member, I have to stay away from. I have to treat them from a distance. So I feel like if we break it down, it comes into like sections, and I think it's like our expectations.
Hmm.
So there's nothing wrong with having good expectations. Everybody deserves that. Everybody needs that. So if you're coming into a relationship with an open mind and be like, hey, yeah, look, I look for this, and this, just fall back, look at what you're saying, and see does it make sense. So if I say, okay, I'm coming to a relationship and I'm looking for a healthy communication, I'm looking for, I want to be loved publicly and behind closed doors. There's nothing wrong with that. It's when you come in and be like, yeah, he got to be 6'5", or he got to take care of me and my kids, and I need a weekly allowance, and da da this, and da da that. Motherfucker, what? Quail, what's going on? Perla, are you delusional though? Perla, quit playing. I don't think you're delusional. Strawberry said the delusion that someone believes I'm gonna put them before my kids, especially with dating. I know that's right. Yeah, if that and that's good. That's very good, Strawberry. I'm glad you say that because a lot of times when you get in relationships and stuff, especially if you get in a relationship with somebody who doesn't have kids or somebody who's not active in their kids' lives, they expect you to drop everything for them, and they have to realize, hey, before all that, before I'm a freak in the streets, or before I'm a lover, a friend, I'm a mother, I'm a father. So yeah, if they want you to drop your kids because of them, that is not the person for you.
Absolutely not.
Big Terrence, what's going on, bro? This bro right there from Texas. Appreciate you tuning in, bro. Thank you so much. I've been in situations where people were delusional as far as like my time or whatever. Like, oh yeah, and I understand that we young, we like to do stuff or whatever. But first of all, kids come first, and number two, if I ain't got it, I ain't got it, and I'm not about to sit here and fake the funk for you just to act like I do have it. Y'all go spend that money if y'all want to or whatever, and I'm cool with that. We all pick and choose what we spend our money on as far as our wants. Needs are universal, so we have to certain things you have to have: food, clothing, and shelter. I don't have to go to I don't have to go to every concert Chris Brown go to has and follow him around the country. No, absolutely not. I'm not doing it, and I'm not paying for you to do it either. While I sit at home, you was out your mind. Perla said, I was delusional when I decided to take that travel contract at Cherry. Yes, yes, indeed. Perla, the stories that I could tell you right now about the contract that I am on, but we're going to get together. We're going to talk about it. I hope it was all is well with you, though. I think you say you like your new position. But yeah, Tara said, anytime. That's what's up, bro. Um, I don't know. Besides relationship wise, have you ever felt like you've come across people that were delusional in certain situations?
Oh yeah, absolutely. You said outside of relationships.
Yeah,
Yeah. And then I guess like with delusion, I don't know about you, but sometimes I can tie that into selfishness, a number of things, materialistic things like that. I encounter people like that all the time. Don't necessarily think about priorities, but want to splurge on things that don't really make sense.
right. You told me something last night, and I thought that was like very delusional. Not you personally or whatever, but a situation that you had encountered where a
Yeah.
person was rocking all that jewelry and stuff, whatever,
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
but they starting their car with a screwdriver. That's
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
crazy.
yeah.
That's delusional. Quail said, "Hell yeah, Quail. Tell us a time when you." Quail said, "Tell us a time when you came across that." But you know what I realized like over the years that I feel like delusion starts like not only in your personal like love interest life, but it starts in your everyday life, even with jobs and stuff. Like just to be honest, and I don't know how some jobs are or whatever, but for a job to think that I'm gonna be sitting here, I could let me speak for the health field, for example. You think that I'm supposed to sit here for 12 hours and work a shift and I can't be on my phone. I can't go to sleep. I can't read a book. And patients are sleeping around me. And you expect me not to be on my phone. That's delusional.
No, that's a part of the rule, Sean.
Listen, and I get that. I get that it's a rule or whatever, but it's not realistic.
No, it's not.
Especially when you got others higher ups that walk around and doing the same thing that they're telling you not to do. I think
Right.
that's very delusional. Terrence said the reason I think dating and being in a relationship is so polluted is because of standards social media dictates.
I can
Absolutely.
definitely, yeah, I can definitely agree with that.
Yes.
Because some people
Yes.
are just off the wall. Like I really don't get it.
Yes. Kay, what's
Hey,
going on,
Kay.
Mama? I hope you feeling better. Yeah,
You.
y'all shout out to Kay, man. Send Kay some love, man. She been going through, so definitely hope she feeling better. Appreciate you tuning in. Quail says somebody acted delusional, like telling people we can only be friends, but looking for something more that acted hurt as if you didn't tell them the off top. Yeah, I get
Oh
that.
my.
That's delusional
That.
too. If somebody gives you what they want and they're telling you up front, you can't be mad when you don't get the results you think you're gonna get.
Mhm.
That's delusion itself. And again, the standard was set because you're telling them, you're being honest, you're communicating your wants. But again, thinking, oh, and I've said this before, excuse me, we have this complex where we feel like, okay, well, they told me this, but I feel like if I
I
start
could change them.
dealing with them or whatever, I could change their mind or I could change their attitude or how they feel about this.
Mhm.
And that's not the case. Again, if we feel like something's changing in a relationship, hey, then we go have another conversation. We revisit the conversation that we did have. But just assuming stuff is what get a lot of people's feelings hurt. That's what causes a lot of drama. That's what causes crash outs. And then now you wonder why this dude is calling you for the past 3 years or whatever and can't get over you. Or this female keep popping up at your house, or every time you're in a relationship, she wanna come out and confess her dying love for you. And then as soon as you stop dealing with this person, then they back missing again. Oh, okay, says she trying to hang in there. I know that's right, mama. That's all we can do. So going forward with that, the relationship side of it is always the hardest part for us because at some point we always get fed up with jobs and we say, you know what, fuck it, go get another job. Family, we cut them off. Very easy. Well, not easy in some cases, but it's easier than as far as
Distance.
relationship. So why is relationship so hard to do this in? It's because we thinking with the wrong heads. Mm.
I mean, for me, it's not really hard.
I get it, and I hear you. But have you dealt with somebody longer than you should have because you just trying to be the better person, or you trying to not give up on a person or something?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, but I guarantee you that if your job started playing with you like that, you're gonna start trying to look for a reason to move around immediately.
Yeah.
It's in our nature. Not saying just you in particular. I'm just saying people in general.
Mhm.
But for some reason, when it comes to
Hey,
relationships, it's always harder for us to do that.
are you on
So
TikTok too,
I'm not on
or
TikTok
no?
right now.
Okay.
I actually thought about getting up there, but no, I
Okay. I'm
don't
not.
want. I don't personally want to on my page because I'm doing it Monday.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So social media in the dating market. This is going back to what Terrence was saying. Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all kinds of social media. Even Ratchet TV. I know Quail loves our Ratchet TV, but it sets unrealistic relationship goals, and people sit here and worship and idolize these people that they see out here living this life, and half the time they're not realizing that it's a script, or these people are mentally ill, because that's a lot of it. There's no way in hell I could sit here and watch baddies and be like, okay, yeah, that's the type of relationship I want to have. Or love and hip hop and see Ray J doing half the stuff he doing and think, oh yeah, well he got money though, so yeah, yeah, yeah. No, we can't do that because half the time these people doing that, you don't know how much money they have to spend to actually get out of situations that they put themselves in. And then,
Oh
again,
yeah.
if you got money to waste like that, that's one thing. Filling out applications on the clock and using their computer, I do it all the time. Don't feel bad. Yeah, especially when I hear something I don't like. Oh, don't worry about it. I'm using your internet, your paper. I'm getting my resume right so I can make my exit.
Mhm.
Yeah. we demand we demand certain things in certain situations, but then other situations we let them just fall by the wayside. So the social media thing though, it sets a standard as far as relationships because again we're basing, oh, that's couple goals, this and that, blase blase, or I want to be like them, yeah, yeah, yeah. Then next thing you know they broken up and you don't know where it came from, wondering why. And depending on what you watch on social media, are you saying something, Quana? Because I can't hear you. Oh, depending on where you got you. Depending on what you're watching on social media and depending on what you're looking at, determines how you see relationships, whether you know it or not, because it's playing in the back of your mind at all times or whatever. So I see a lot of women that up here and they proclaiming, "Oh, these niggas ain't shit. Da, 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 da. They all the same. Fuck them and leave them. I ain't dealing with them. Yada yada yada." Okay, cool. And in return, you got a lot of men. These hoes is gold diggers. The hell with them. All they want is
They just
this and
want
that.
somebody to pay their bills. And all. Yeah, I saw
Right.
a post like that earlier.
Right. Not all women ain't out there doing that, and not all men are lined up like that. There's a lot of them, but
Yeah.
not everybody's out there doing it. So of course you're gonna come across a lot of no's, but there's some yeses out there. Again, I don't feel like relationships are dead nowadays because there's people out here that's actually wanting to do the right thing and want to be in the right type of situations. You just have to find those. And if you're not finding them, then that means you need to change your environment and where you're looking for them at. And you need to just, maintain yourself until that
Uh,
comes along. And I know it's easier said than done. But again, I got a certain age before I had to realize, okay, maybe I need to stop looking for women in the club, or I need to stop looking for women just because they have a presence on social media, and actually start, trying to see what they about first or whatever before I even try to approach them or anything.
mhm.
So yeah, again, I look at a lot of stuff. Even like when I come into a group or a new setting, I watch people before I even make a move or anything. I like to see how they act, how they interact, how they treat people and stuff. Who dealing with who, blase, or who's messy, who's not messy, because there's certain things that you require in your life, and just jumping on the first thing that happens or whatever, you'll lose out on a lot of chances and you'll miss out on a lot of opportunities of seeing things for what they really are until it's too late. But I had a video and I cannot find it. But of course, it seems like every time I pick a topic for the podcast or whatever, the whole week I start seeing stuff leading up to it. Or people. So I seen this this post where this woman was mad at her child's father because she was about to get evicted and he would not pay for her to stay in the house or whatever. And he was like, "No, that's not my responsibility." And her response was, "Well, your kids are here or whatever, blah, blah, blah." He said, "Well, they can either come here or go to my mother's house, but I'm not paying your rent." First of all, I respect it. Not the fact that he didn't want, not just because he didn't want to pay her rent and he stood his ground, but also he had a woman. He had another girlfriend, actually wife, excuse me. He had a wife. Now, what that look like? I'm sitting here running back and forth trying to make sure I'm paying your rent, and I got a whole family over here, a wife here, and you're my ex. Again, my kids are always gonna be straight, but for me to do that, that's delusional. There's no way in hell. Terrence said polygamy is going to be big in this era due to the fact of standards. Absolutely, brother. I agree with you 100%. With the lack of good women and good men out here, as you can see over the years, because it's more spoken about now than it was back then, polygamy is getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And people are wondering why. Oh, I could never see myself sharing a man. I could never see myself sharing a woman. To each his own. I can't knock nobody for what they do, what they like, or what they don't like. If it's for you, it's for you. And if it's not for you, it's not for you. I will say this though. The the fact that people play down polygamy because of what it is, as opposed to, actually doing research on it, you know, that speaks measures and volumes. People are scared of what they don't know and what they don't understand. And if you remember correctly, or we all grew up in the church, and there was a lot of polygamy going on in the Bible. However, it was heterosexual polygamy. So again, and I'm not wanting to knock anybody for what they like or what they don't like, but that's just something to keep in mind. And then the first thing that they say, "Oh, that's the Old Testament," but don't y'all live by other things in the Old Testament? You can't pick and choose when it comes to certain shit. But what do I know? I don't go to church like that. How do you feel, Quantum?
About what?
Anything? Nah. The fact that you see that polygamy is on the rise now because of all the the sayings of no good men are good women.
To each their own, but is not for me.
Absolutely. And again, it's not for everybody. And I understand that completely. Hell, if you're a man and you're trying to do polygamy and you're doing it for the right reasons, it probably wouldn't be for you either. Because I'm telling you, it's not all that it's cracked up to be. Most people go into it with the mindset of just sex, and it's more than this just sex. Sex
I
is
mean, but
probably,
I hear people like talk about it, and they say that a lot of times it could be for like financial reasons and like a number of things. But even so, I mean, it's still not for me. But I don't knock anybody for whatever they choose to do with their lives.
absolutely, financial reasons, the helpmate situations or whatever, where, like some women deal with postpartum or whatever, having that person there. And Perla, that is correct. She said polygamy is on the rise because of this economy. But yeah, but you know what, Perla? I will say this though. You see a lot of it in other countries too. And I'm not talking about those countries ran by the government either. There's people in free countries that's actually doing that as well. So I know some,
Hmm.
yeah. But again, to each his own. But I don't know, relationships and the way people are with their standards or whatever are pushing people to do this. And a lot of times people just want to be with somebody. They don't like being by themselves. But if you're by yourself, it's better to do that and keep your peace and sanity as opposed to being somewhere where you're not appreciated and having to put up with shit that is unheard of.
You're right about that.
I know a lot of people right now in relationships that are miserable.
Me too. And it's because they can't. A lot of it is because they can't afford to like move out on their own, or like things like that. And it's sad if you think about it.
Yeah. Will, appreciate you. Will says, so define the difference between standards and delusion. Okay. So, to give you an example, how can I put this? So, for an example, to make it clear, standards is like non negotiables. Like, respect me, be honest with me, put forth the effort, and the delusion sometimes can go off of looks, money, and like just certain lifestyle things. So like, oh yeah, you got to be. We have to do this or whatever. Oh, I can't talk to no man that don't wear Jordans. What?
Or I can't eat it. I'm not eating at this specific restaurant.
Yeah,
Or I
cheesecake
mean,
factory. Yeah,
some people might classify those as standards, but eh,
that's delusional. In
to
my,
me it is.
yeah, it's delusional. Now I could understand if we going somewhere and you don't eat nothing there or whatever. But if I know you eat chicken and they serve chicken, what's the problem? Or if I know you eat pasta and they serve pasta, what's the problem? Does the price have to be entailed in us saying that, oh, this is classy or blase blase? And again, a lot of times a lot of men are fed up with situations like that because it's like, damn, I have to do all this just to get your attention, and then I have to spend a certain amount of money just for you to think about if you like me or not. What? Or if I'm not buying you this and getting your nails done, this and that, blase blase, then obviously I don't like you. That's not the case. But again, if the shoe was put on the other foot, we would be what, Quana? If a man said half that stuff, what would we be? Sassy. We
I
don't
don't
love
use
our
that word, but
sassy. We don't love our mamas. We gay.
you don't like women.
Yeah, you don't like women.
You hate women.
Yeah, you just look at us as
Um,
sex objects.
yeah.
I don't know that woman's name to save my life, but I don't know if you remember that live that I was on. Did the girl block me or whatever because she was talking crazy up there? and I had
Oh
everybody
yeah,
in.
when she said that it was men don't like women, men and women can't have a platonic friendship because the man is gonna always be thinking about sex. Um
And we
what
don't see them
else?
as, yeah, we don't see them as equals because
Yeah,
we think with our penises. And she said that all men can't be friends with women because most of the crimes against women are committed by men. Like, what does that have to do
and it's
with
because they don't
anything?
like it's because they don't like women. Yeah.
Yeah, like what does that have to do with anything? Again, I feel like in a world where it's a lot of sassiness going on both sides or whatever. Like, again, like who likes you, and that can be known by just how they treat you. Again, I'm not going nowhere where I'm not wanted or appreciated at. What's the point?
Right.
Besides wasting time or just filling the void until something else better comes along. I don't know.
I
But the one,
think
go
go
ahead.
ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Another thing that I was gonna say, and you see it on social media quite a bit, um, and then you might hear it from like your friends or family members, um, how some people, they want their significant other to make a certain amount of money, right?
Facts.
But then, and they want them to have this, and this, right? But if you look at them as a whole, they're not even making a fraction of what they want that other person to make.
Mm-hmm.
They might still live at home, which, there's nothing wrong with that. But you can't say that you want this as somebody else if you're not there either. Like that's delusion to me.
Yes, absolutely. I agree with you 100%. So even like when it comes to us, like getting married and stuff or whatever, there's in most cases there's a divide with that because still people are not thinking as one; they're thinking as themselves or whatever. Well, in order for us to be together, the man has to pay all the bills and stuff, and I need to take care of the home or whatever. And that's cool. I get it. And I'll be completely honest with you as women. A good man, most men, good men that actually want something from somebody, if he had it his way, he would be taking care of all the bills, and all you would have to worry about is the house.
Yeah,
However, because of situations and the economy, it's not like that right now. Unless you got that guy that's just was blessed that he got that good job or whatever, it's not like that. But again, we're not out here talking about 50-50 or whatever with in relationships because first of all, men understand that hey, look, if I'm with somebody, let me rephrase that. Good men. Good men understand this.
we hear you loud and clear, Sean. We hear you.
Okay, just making sure. Good men understand that if you with a woman or whatever, then you have to be able to take care of your responsibilities. However, women don't understand how much that men appreciate that even as a good man, that if I got a woman that's willing to work with me and to help be my helpmate, then that's everything. Because there's some women out here, they'll look at you and be like, "What you about to do?"
But with
Oh,
that, like it's not that situation can't be blanketed. It's, whatever works for your household. There are some households where the dude can afford to take care of everything. Um, there may be some households where the dude can take care of the big items and, the woman takes care of the smaller items and vice versa. Like it just depends on, where you are.
absolutely.
Um, and then, in certain situations, I know of there are a lot of women that make more than a lot of men now, which it doesn't matter. It is what it is. But in your household, like if the woman has to take the, heavier bills, the guy takes the utilities based on how much they're bringing in, like that's cool. That might work in some households. So
Hmm.
it can't be like a blanketed like type situation.
Absolutely. That's why, like, when I make statements like that, I always use the words like some and like not all, or I'll say not men, but good men. Because again, I don't ever want to put a blanketed ideal out there to the masses that I feel like all people are like that. Because there's always exceptions to the rule. I got a brother that got married. When he got married, he was cool, whatever. He told Shorty, he told the girl he was with at the time, he said, "Hey, look, I'm gonna take care of all the bills. I want you to focus on school because you're going to school, so I want you to focus on school." So, and that's what he did. The brother went to work. She didn't have to worry about nothing. He was taking care of all the responsibilities. Her, the kid that she had before they got together, as well as the child that they had when they got together. Once she got to the point where she was almost finished school, she wanted to start acting up and get bougie and all this other stuff or whatever. And now they're not together anymore, and she's out here. And again, she got her degree, but she out here. She's having more kids and wondering what the hell going on, and looking at these guys like they ain't shit. Well, you had the situation that you desired. Again, the man gave you everything that you needed to be the person that you wanted to be, but yet still, because you could had to put your pride out there and do all this other stuff, now you out here struggling, and not financially, but socially, like as far as relationship wise or whatever. Perla said, "I want the opposite. Laugh out loud. I like making the money. I know that's right, girl. And I make a mean omelet, and I don't even eat eggs." But yeah, again, you have to do what works for you and your family, because again, what works for us may not work for y'all. So to each his own. I am almost finished going through all the points that I had up here. The only other
What?
thing, yeah, right. The only other thing about that, I would say, like, standards should be like centered around self respect. Standards should center around, like things that make you feel wanted, welcome, and respected. And expectations, as far when it comes to stuff like that, shouldn't be so big that it's not even stuff that you're not willing to do. A lot of people set expectations that they wouldn't do themselves,
Hmm.
and that's crazy.
You better preach.
You have to look at that, because if this is something that I wouldn't do, why would I feel comfortable about telling somebody else to do it?
I never understood that.
Yeah. Oh, you got to be able to go 3 rounds. Can you go 3 rounds?
Well,
Just playing. It's different for women. Y'all are just a vessel. Let me stop. I've been trying not to, but I be vaping on camera, and I had to realize that when I'm over there on the other side, that I can't do that. Because as soon as I started my live, I picked it up. I said, "Damn it!" And sure enough, it boom popped up on the screen.
You better use that gingerbread man.
hmm I don't even know how to pull that up. I'm gonna have to let you get it to my screen one day and show me. I think it's different on the computer than it is like doing it from your phone. But
Yeah,
nonetheless,
I think that's the part of it.
yeah. So yeah, the standards are about self-respect, and the unrealistic expectations are self-sabotage. Because if you look deep inside if you look deep inside yourself and realize that what you're asking people to do, or what you're expecting from people, is crazy, and you won't do them yourself, then pretty much that's self-sabotage. That's what
It is.
anything. If I come into a job and I'm making a certain amount of money, and I know they give raises every so often until you get to a certain point, then when I have something happen in my life that I require more money, and I'm looking for it from that job, and if I don't get it, then I'm leaving. That's a self-sabotage. It's not their fault that your cost of living went up. As far as like you taking on other responsibilities, that's you was living beyond your means at the time, and now that you need more money, then you realize, hey, I got to move around a little bit. So that's something that you have to take on the chin, and make sure that you're doing what you got to do to support your habits and your wants. I can't sit here and say, hey, I need to make $100,000 a year, but I don't want to work 40 hours a week. I'm cool with about 20, 30 hours a week or whatever. Because unless you doing, and again, there's people out there that can do that, but what are you doing to set yourself up to be in a situation like that? I don't know. But this is kind of a short podcast tonight. I'm going to go on and do our favorite part of the podcast.
Your favorite part of the podcast.
Yeah, this is my favorite part. The wild style. So this week I have questions. So, what's an unrealistic expectation that you have come across while dating?
I'm not gonna say that one on camera, online.
This is a safe place.
Mm-mm. I told you about that, but I'm not saying it on here.
Okay,
I'm trying to think what else. Unrealistic expectation.
I know one.
I would say I'll bring up the home purchasing one because that
That's the
just
one I was
stands
just
out a
thinking
little
about with
bit.
you. Yeah, I was just thinking about that.
So my ex and I, we were, we had got, pre-approved and all of that stuff. So, we're going around, we're looking at homes and things like that. Um, he didn't like any of the houses that we looked at because they weren't in the price range that he wanted, which was like much more higher um, than I was willing to go. But then, or he would say, "Oh, I don't like this house because it doesn't have granite countertops." And my thing was, or it had linoleum and not hardwood or something like that. Which to me, those are things that can be, changed later on, right?
Hmm.
Um, but my question to him was, like, have you ever lived in a house that had granite countertops? Like, I haven't, so that one it just kind of stood out quite a bit. Because I feel like those things were minor, like that could be added on down the road. Like, um, I don't know.
Hey, you're right. Like I said, again, stuff
And
like that.
then, oh, let me go back. And then, like when we're looking at cost and everything, you wanted something on the high end where I was comfortable with something right there in the middle because I don't want to be house broke. Like I want to
Hmm.
still be able to live the way I want to, But he didn't see it that way. He told me that I didn't believe in God and I didn't believe that God provided. I said, I believe in God. I believe that God provides, but I am also realistic.
Absolutely, I agree with you 100%.
Not zesty.
Yes, extra zesty.
That's like the city. You don't even like when people say the word sassy. Now that's that's one and the same.
I'm sorry, that was tough for me, but I'm trying to do
It's
better.
true.
But yeah, that's crazy. Again, I think you did the right thing by making that point that if you've never lived in a place like this, there's nothing wrong with wanting nice things, but also make sure you're one able to afford them, and two you can work towards that. Changing out a countertop is easy. Changing out
Yeah.
flooring
Like my
is
dad do that kind of stuff. Like
yeah.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right now, that if you don't need marble countertops to live, you need a house,
mm-mm.
a roof over your head, so you don't have be out in the street or living somewhere you don't want to be living. So yeah, that's too fucking easy because ain't no fucking way. Let me see. Mine, I think mine is just trying to be in a relationship with somebody who was cool because when they had to leave, they wanted to go home and go to bed with their husband. But then, if I was dating somebody or talking to somebody, then it was a problem. Got the game all the way fucked up. Ain't no way. Yeah, like I'm not the most handsome person that I know, but I got a little bit of motion, just a little bit. I can't do it. Yeah. Again, once you Once you start realizing your worth and you're doing the work
Not
and
you can't, you won't.
I won't do it. I can't do it.
Won't.
Can't. But anyway, not once you start doing the work and realizing your worth or whatever, it's hard for you just to accept anything or put up with anything.
There we go.
There's nothing wrong with wanting the best for yourself, but you also have to make sure that your requirements and your standards are rooted in reality because a lot of our standards are not rooted in reality. Because I
Right.
mean, damn, you can't have you can't have me do something that you're not willing to do yourself. Let me ask you another question too. So, what is it? Do you feel like what if it's something that a person can't help, like, and that's a requirement? Because
What you mean?
we hear it all the time, whatever. But a lot of women and some men too, they're eliminating people from their lives as far as dating because of something that they can't help.
Give an example. Do you mean like, like height or
Height, snoring, stuff like that, or whatever. So, perfect person, but they snore.
you got to go to sleep before then? But I don't know. Now that I don't know because I mean to me that's minor, but I don't know. That might be somebody's preference. I mean, we want what we want, and I don't know. I don't know how to answer that question.
But again, we know that it's wrong, or we know that it's like not. I'm not gonna say wrong, but we know that it's not. That's not major. But because of
Right.
this or whatever, you eliminate somebody, and that could be your person.
Yeah, because I'm guilty. Because if somebody's my height, I'm not dating them. Um, I'm just not. Um, and I know it could be wrong, but I'm not budging on it.
Okay.
So
Or again, so I feel like the height thing is what women like. A lot of women harp on or whatever, and in some cases, the men they harp on a weight thing. Oh, she don't have like this hourglass figure or whatever, blase blase, or she don't look a certain way or whatever, that I can't be with
yeah. There's quite a few people like that.
her. Or like the weight, like
Which
say like a weight thing or whatever, because yeah, I know that's a lot of things that is brought up. I watch what's the name of that podcast? No Fugazi, the No Fugazi podcast.
I ain't
So
never
this
seen that.
woman, yeah, this woman was like, what did she say? She said, "Oh, he asked her to put the people in the room in order by most attractive to least attractive, and she did. And she said, "Well, why did you pick this guy as the most attractive?" And she said, "Oh, because he looks nice, or whatever. He's very built, and athletic, yeah, yeah, yeah." And then he asked her why did he she pick the guy as the least attractive, and she said, "Oh, because I'm just not attracted to him because of his height." He was like, "Okay, cool." So they turned around and asked the men the same thing, and all the men put her as the least attractive.
Ooh, cause the weight.
Not because of what she said, but yeah, because of her weight. And she said, "Oh, you're." Then she said, "Oh yeah, it's." Then that's when she started off on her whole rant that, "Oh, you judging women because of their weight is wrong or whatever." But they had to, humble
I
her.
mean, not necessarily because that's their preference. Like, um, you like
Exactly.
what you like.
So they humbled her and said, "Why is it okay for you to judge men because of their height, but they can't judge you because of your weight?" And she
Yeah,
bust out crying and doing all that other stuff or whatever. But again, that's the harsh
you gotta send
reality
me
of,
the link for that.
yeah, that's the harsh reality of life or whatever. You can't be out here, again, you're not everybody's cup of tea. Nobody's gonna be
Right.
for everybody. Like some people might like you, some people might not. So, get up, try again. But
Cause I
again,
remember like, yeah, and then I don't know. It just like depends. Like, before I was a lot heavier, and mean, I know there were people that didn't prefer a heavier female. Like, it
Hmm.
is what it is. I didn't take offense to that
Yeah,
because there's plenty that did.
right.
So,
But again, so do you feel like you lost out on anybody because of the height requirement? That probably was a good person.
mm-mm, no. Because the one that was around that height, I already told you about them.
Yeah. So if a guy approaches you today, probably that same height, would that be an issue?
I can't say yeah and I can't say no. Because, I mean, I don't know. I've been looking more deeper into, I don't know, personality, intellect, and all that other stuff. I mean, yeah, I would prefer somebody that was taller, but that's my preference. But I would talk it out.
Okay. I'm glad you're open to that because most women are. I ain't messing with no midgets though. Uh-uh.
Sure, shut up.
They look, they look creepy. Their hands with them grown ass hands and them little bodies.
They can't help that.
Well, first of all, don't touch me. That's rule number one.
So, are you afraid of clowns?
No,
Oh,
I'm not afraid of midget women, but I'd be shocked by them. Like when they reach out their hands and touch me, because my first instinct is to jump. Sorry. If I can put you up and put you in a backpack, it's not going to work. Perla said a non-negotiable for me is someone who has an addiction. It can be
oh
as
yeah,
little as needing one or two drinks a day, or needing to smoke just one blunt a day. I automatically cut it off. I get that.
yeah.
Yeah, I used to drink every day. Not get drunk every day, but I have a drink. I have a beer, or I have like I'll get off work and I have a couple of drinks or whatever. But I don't think it was an addiction. But some people will see it that way. That was me saying, "Hey, that's my way of unwinding." Because again, I have one, but if I didn't have it, then I'd be okay.
I think an addiction is more along the lines of like you can't go without it.
Mm, I definitely get that. I don't know what you got lined up coming up.
For me,
Yeah.
um, still in the works.
Still in the works.
I'll let you know more once it gets developed a little
Okay.
further.
Perla said I couldn't even do that. It's not
Yeah,
fair.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with it at all.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all.
What else? What else do I have coming up? Or whatever. Again, I'm still working on the. I can't do it here on Facebook because it's not going to be the way I want it. So it's going to have to be on TikTok. I go live now on TikTok on Mondays at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So anybody who's on TikTok, if you could, just please follow me over there. I greatly appreciate you. Same name, the Woken Wild Podcast. Mondays at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I go live during the week sometimes too, but it won't be for the podcast. It just be to engage and interact. But next week I am going to try to do the podcast. You know what? I'm not doing it over here. I'll let y'all know next week what the podcast will be. I'll go on and work on it this weekend, and then I'll let y'all know what the episode is going to be about next week, because that one, I just want to save that one for TikTok too. So because I feel like I'll get better responses over there with more people, and to have the panel style, which I could do that here, but getting people to actually come in and join and stay and be on camera or whatever, it's a lot over here, because
Hmm.
people feel like they don't want to be on camera and they can't, speak their mind. And also, I could play music over there while I have to worry about it. So with that being said, I have reached the hour mark, which I appreciate. Um, I got a couple of other ideas lined up, but on TikTok, I do know that soon will be doing the shoot your shot, take a shot episode, where we'll have like singles come in, just try to, it's like a little mixer, mingle type deal, whatever. And we'll just put them together, see what's what. I want to do one for like North Carolina or like the East Coast or whatever. Then I'll do one just like in different parts, because I got people in different states as well. So Terrence, if you're still here, I'm definitely doing Southwest. So I got you, bro. Quail and all my other friends out there in Texas. And also, what else do I have coming up? Again, I think Mondays is when I'm gonna do the podcast on TikTok, but every other week I might do like a just like an open type deal or whatever on TikTok as well. So please make sure y'all follow me over there. I greatly appreciate it. Thank you everybody who tuned in on Instagram. John Mosley 674 on Instagram. Appreciate you, bro. Thank you for tuning in. And to everybody who tuned in on YouTube as well, I greatly appreciate you. Facebook is always real. This is where I'm at most of the time. So again, I will line up the episode for next week, and I'll post it and let y'all know what it's going to be about. And Quana ain't gonna say it, but I'm gonna say it. Quana working on some shit too or whatever, so it's coming soon. But Kay, again, I hope you feel better. I don't know if you're still up here or not. I got like two people from here that I can see. I got some people on YouTube that I can see. Yeah. But Kay normally does her podcast on Sundays at 7 o'clock p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Quail, I believe she moved her podcast to Saturdays, and hers will be Saturdays at 6 o'clock p.m. Central Standard Time, which is 7 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. So if y'all do have the time and y'all available, if you could go tune into them, I greatly appreciate it as well. I'm sure they do as well. And with that being said, thank y'all so much for tuning in. Hope y'all all have a great night and a great weekend. Again, I might jump back up here this weekend. I'm not sure yet, because I got some free time, but I'll definitely let y'all know. Peace.